Hello and welcome to my video. If you are watching this video, it's probably because you are a part of my Access and Opportunity class. So thanks, I'm happy to have you. Today I will be talking about funds of knowledge in the era of technology, and I will be starting with a short clip.
This post is like a page long. How do I shorten this?
Just take out all the vowels.
No.
Seriously.
It'll still be like
Seriously.
a page.
Hey guys, you on Twitter? Follow me.
Sometimes I want to move to another country where I wouldn't have to deal with this stuff.
agora今ツイートしてんだな。
Isso faz parecer que eu tô me achando?
Hashtag photo of the day.
Hashtag I quit. Just kidding.
Hashtag multitasking.
Hashtag squirm worm.
Hashtag road trip dudes. Not while you're driving, man.
Hashtag YOLOI.
Is anybody even gonna read this?
Besties.
Coffee friends. Mini bagels.
Unsubscribe.
What's up, Facebook?
Oh, look at my new shoes. Unfollow.
Love coffee!
We're going viral.
Driving selfie. Play shoes.
Desert.
Third world.
Nobody cares!
I'm gonna hide all of you.
Dude, I made the popular page!
So today is March 12th, 2019, and it marks the 30th anniversary for the World Wide Web. Yes, that's 30 years of the internet, and you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with anything that I'm talking about? In 30 years, technology has changed so much. Not only has technology changed, how we receive technology, how we access internet, and how we access information has been completely different from 30 years ago. So this project will be an exploration of what that means. I wanted to start with a couple of quotes by Tim Berners-Lee and his reflections today on what the internet has been and what it has done. He said in his letter that, of course, with every new feature, every new website, the divide between those who are online and those who are not increases, making it all the more imperative to make the web available for everyone. His second quote says that this communication system has given marginalized groups a voice, but in the same token, it's created an opportunity for scammers and given voice to spread hatred and to access crime and commit crime a lot easier. So with that, we've talked a lot in our class about what funds of knowledge means. So what does it mean that now more people can access the internet and now more people cannot access the internet? That we are now seeing things in a different lens and people are able to say things and express things in a way that they have not. That is my thought process going into this. So just so that we're all on the same page, I wanted to operationally define funds of knowledge. And this is the definition. The original definition states that funds of knowledge refers to those historically developed and accumulated strategies, skills, abilities, ideas, and practices, or are bodies of knowledge that are essential to households' functionings and well-beings, and that's from Velez Ibanez and Greenberg, and that's the definition that they came up with in 1992. But I also found that for funds of knowledge in teaching, that these skills that have been culturally developed should be the way that we integrate it into teaching. So if students can see themselves and where they're from in a classroom, specifically marginalized students, then they have something to go off of. So that's really cool. It was really cool in 1992 when it was coined, but now we are dealing with different funds of knowledge. So with that, my service project for this was working with YASPA, which stands for Young Aspiring Americans for Social and Political Action. With that, I had the opportunity to teach at an Aurora public school, and in that experience, I realized that I was there to talk about activism and authenticity. I based it off of what I thought would be culturally relevant for myself graduating in 2013, but I quickly realized that what is culturally relevant then is not culturally relevant now, and especially with social media. So I would like to start by saying, when I was in high school, social media started to flourish. Social media platforms like MySpace was the social media means that kind of made things happen, per se. Like, a lot of us had MySpace in middle school. Facebook became more popular around that time as well, but it wasn't something that was the norm for communication and all the things that it is now. Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram became a lot more popular when I transitioned into college, more so my senior year of high school. So these aren't things that I knew as knowledge sources or how my point of contact for understanding social interaction. I say this because a lot of the things that I was asking the students to do, they were in high school, juniors and seniors, was based upon their knowledge of history and who influences them and so on and so forth. I asked a lot of them who in history inspired them, and most of them named social media influencers. So in my head, I was thinking and reflecting after, what does it mean that cultural funds of knowledge are now things that we find on the internet, and social media influencers have more power than history? I'm gonna tread lightly with that because that's very loaded, and that's something very heavy to say. But I think at this point we have to think about what it means for us to have a cultural shift in time. So I believe that funds of knowledge needs to not only be culturally relevant, but stay with the times. So the internet is the time that we are in. I don't believe that social media is going to go away anytime soon, nor is how we consume and interact on social media going to change. I feel like in terms of being future educators, a lot of us believe that we have more power to shift the narrative through conventional educational standards. And I believe that if we don't get with the times and be a part of the curve that's happening, we are going to limit access and opportunity to higher education. So with that, I did find a really cool video, and it's right here. My closing thoughts is that I just wanted to reiterate that social media is obviously changing the world around us. We are changing, it is changing, students are changing. With that, we cannot afford to work against it, but if we work with it, as this video showed us, we will be able to, I believe, draw in more students, make education more relevant, and open wider opportunities for what education can do for students. Thank you.